man. Doesn't matter, even if you're not a realtor.
Wait, that's why I buy all my houses through you, man. For real. That's why you're my guy.
Yeah. Pimping Team Niagara. Right off the bat, we're going to start with the Team Niagara hat. Beautiful. So, I was looking for the live feed. Oh, you know who my guest is.
I'd be like, all right, tell me when we started.
We already did, man.
No way.
Yeah, we were on.
That's ridiculous because I put all this stuff on. It was supposed to, I was gonna like roll into the building, storm, but I just rolled up.
Marinko, what's going on, man? I think we had all of our discussion upstairs before we came down.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of interesting discussion.
I always appreciate seeing you. Last time, I think I was out because I don't know. I'm going through some things. I don't want to be out. Like things are too comfortable, you know.
Oh, at events and stuff, you mean?
Yeah. And they're too late. But you'll go by Sarah with the new ownership, and she was getting an award from the GNCC or something like that. And
yeah, they were hosting the. What are you talking about when I DJ'd at the?
Yeah, that's the last time
Business
we saw
After
it.
5, so the Niagara Chamber of Commerce.
That's what it was, Business After 5, and they were giving something to.
Yeah, and they just opened, or like a few months earlier, they opened and stuff.
New location, new owners, and stuff like that. So, and then we ended up having such a cool, like vulnerable man-on-man type of heartfelt conversation, you know. And you know what? I don't see you that often. I don't know you that well, and I, you know, it's like when I go out and I engage like that, I'm always glad I went out. And,
cool.
But it doesn't make me go out very often. So I appreciate you. I thought our conversation was cool and unexpected, and kind of made me grateful for going out. So, nice. What have you been up to these days, man? Like, first of all, what do you do for money?
I do a lot of things for money.
Yeah.
The main thing that I do is I try to DJ. It's kind of like I've been doing something for many years, and then I'm trying to progress from that. Like, I'm getting older, right? So I don't want to be at after hours joints till 5 a.m. and like, you know, and so there's a lot of opportunity for this culture.
Kids?
A lot. I do have 2 kids. Yeah. I got
so
2
that plays
kids.
in a lot too.
Dude, for sure. You know, I want to have an awesome family life. I want to spend a lot of time with my kids and play with them and stuff.
Especially when they're cute, when they're young and cute, eh?
Yeah, dude, they're really magic and they're great, and we have a ton of fun together.
Wow.
Remember about 2 weeks ago when it was like a Monday, it was like super warm, like 15 Celsius. So the 3 of us, me and both kids, went to Shore Hills so that my wife could have a little like, you know, lady time with her friends.
Downtown, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so I took them to Shore Hills and we just played in a puddle for like 2 hours. Right by that little river close to the Boy Scouts.
Puddles are so fascinating when we were kids, eh?
It was amazing.
Streams, ditches, anything that was running water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in right by Port Weller, and then like Bicycle Forest, we call it at the time.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, Bicycle Forest. I wondered if I was the only one that called it that, and
everybody called that.
Do you have a special scar from Bicycle Forest? Like, were you an active participant?
I was an active Bicycle Forest person.
Because we had to ride from the north end.
Well, from the west side.
Well, no, or just like from the north end. It's about as north as you can get, that place. But we were at Scott and Bunting kind of thing. And I'm talking probably grade 4, 5, 6, something like that. I don't know when we started venturing out down to Loch 1 on our own on our bikes, which you don't, like, your parents get arrested for that now.
Really?
Oh, how about the guy that sent his 10-year-old on the bus?
Where's that?
I don't know, but Family Services came down hard on him because he put his...
Wow, I never heard that story. It sounds,
I think they might have been even 12 or something, and then, somebody else...
I've heard stories come from the U.S. where, like, in the middle of the afternoon, kids...
Unattended at the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Child abandonment.
Yeah, that's insane, too. Like
crazy.
Come on, parks are for children to play.
Well, I got a scar right here. I took a pebble in the whatever. Maybe it's on this one.
You want to hear the most extreme example?
I'm looking for the spot because the way I tell the story is when I came down this big hill and somebody had wiped out and I ramped up off their bike and it's just like a child's story, right? That now I've been telling it for 50 years here and there. I can't find the place, the incident. I can't even find anything that's elevated this. Like, there's no like
drops. They're totally drops.
Well, I don't know. There's not many.
Yeah,
man.
they're. Oh, dude, you can get hurt. Bicycle forest.
You walk through it though, man. You can't find it. You can't find anything that resembles what it was when you were a kid. Yeah, maybe.
It's definitely overgrown. It's different like that, right? Mm-hmm. There's no more bush parties there. We used to go on Sunday mornings and collect beer bottles, empty bottles, and you go and then drop them off at the Scott Street at the beer store and get. It's like,
weird that I never. I don't think I hit a bush party at Bicycle Forest ever.
I went to a bunch of them there.
Bush parties for me were
cleaned up after them when I was, like I said, when I was
a little entrepreneur.
Yeah, a little entrepreneur. Yeah. Hey, okay, craziest thing that I ever heard. I wasn't there, but so apparently these dudes I know were all together, and the one guy had this bike that had a cracked seat, and they were somewhere trying to do a jump in Bicycle Forest, and this dude does the jump, gets a reasonable amount of air. Like at this time, they're probably like 13, 14. He jumps up, comes back down on the seat opens up, and it pinches, like, you know, a little bit of castration effect / in the taint. I was like I say, I wasn't there, but that was the craziest thing I heard that happened there, like bike accident. It was just like,
legendary, urban legend too. Anyway, yeah, I found it quite disappointing, and I still go back every time I go there. I try to envision what it looked like in my head when I was 10, 12, I guess, something like that. And it wasn't that traumatic, but there was a lot of blood, and I didn't even know it was. I didn't know I was hurt. Yeah. Like I got up and I was pushing my bike. I think, I damaged the bike in the accident. I think so. It was probably pushing it, and then it was like blood on the end of my finger. I'm like, oh, what's this? Whoa, my arm. Like it's like, and I was young, you know. Mm-hmm. Bicycle, Malcolmson Eco Park. It was what's really coming.
They're probably, I know they're probably at least one. I grew up in.
What street?
In North End.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, Bunlin represent. I'm at Bunting Linwell.
Yeah. For sure. Bunting Linwell. Okay, so Rochelle over, like we were at Carlton.
You're saying Bunting and Scott, right?
We were on Glen Ellen Drive, Bunting, Carlton Scott. Oh yeah. Carlton Bunting, and then Two's place. Mm-hmm. So which was
my aunt had and my cousins grew up.
Back in the day?
Names? Yeah.
Well, back in the day when I was there?
I don't know. Like, it was, let me think the years. It would be like up until at least, actually, I believe they still are there.
Well, we were at 8. Stephen Murdoch's parents, he's still around. He's Enterprise. His parents were over there. Yeah. And beside us were the Nichols, I think. And then there was the Neufelds. And then around the Coppers over here. Croakers were right next door. What did I say? Yeah, Croakers were next door. Yeah, Doug and Brian.
Yeah, I knew those guys forever, man.
Yeah, I think I.
Did you go to Lockview?
No, okay. Canadian Martyrs. Carlton, the Canadian Martyrs, and.
I went to Lockview and then Assumption. Oh yeah. So other way.
Yeah, you're a little younger than I was, but we come over to. I spent K to 4 at Carlton. 5 and 6 Canadian Martyrs, 7 and 8 at San Alf, Simcoe, 10 at Notre Dame and Welland, and then 11 and 12 at Welland High. So I got moved around quite a bit.
Yeah. And
I had to take religion class one year, which was Catholic religion. So I just left the school after that. Notre Dame, with the great chords and whatever. And
we had to take, I went to Holy Cross and we had to take religion class.
For half your lunch?
What was that?
It was half my lunch in the semestered system.
It was an actual course credit.
Oh.
I believe they lumped it under sort of psychology or humanities or something. I don't know exactly. I don't remember. But honestly, dude, that made me question. There was a world religions project in our last year of that in grade 12. And so the deal was they had this textbook that just was like intro to a bunch of different world religions like Islam and Buddhism. And,
we need more of that.
Dude, it was incredible. And it made, basically, I felt like a lot of those people in that class questioned all of these religions, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
put
what
them
I
on
think.
this equal level. And
More
you know,
knowledge about the world religions would make us a healthier people for some strange reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it just it helps us understand. It's like, yeah, if you grew up next to a Catholic family and you had a good experience, then it's a good experience, right? You have good and bad with everything, but. And so if you're familiar with something, if you grew up with a Muslim next door, maybe like you're probably way more tolerant because, man, you guys got to get along. You know what I mean? It's got to be bros
for sure.
because you live beside each other.
I've heard crazy examples of that where like people interfaith live together for generations, for years and years, and then have like crazy conflict, like what happened in Yugoslavia in the early 90s, right? So it's like it's crazy how those dividing lines can happen, right?
Yeah, so and then our tribal natures too. It's so natural. Yeah, it's natural to hate the yellow man or the brown man or the browner man. Because I mean, we're brown to some level. I don't know why we're called white. We're a different shade of pink, actually.
Yeah, dude,
we're all different shades of brown.
People, man.
And but I think our tribal nature, just from the caves that we came from and the jungles or wherever we came from, made us hate that person because like the chimps war. They go to war on each other. They go in raiding parties and go and try and find. I put a bottle right down there.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And like they don't have no religion, but they're fighting over, territories and mates.
Yeah.
They're fighting over women.
They sure,
dude. Steal their women and take them to the other camp if they kill all the men. Like if they do a boundary thing and they see young male or something like that, they tear limb to destroy them. I just find that fascinating because I'm like, yeah, I know it was a big discovery back in the day when what's her name was in the jungle with them and noticed that they practiced
Jane Goodall, man.
Yeah, I didn't know all that, but it seems so natural that can't we just start every conversation, every debate with going, you know what? I'm intolerant. I come from a long line of it.
Well, yeah.
I was born to fucking hate the stranger. Even kids, they're shy. They're like,
it's sometimes, for sure.
You don't have to teach them to be afraid. Stranger danger. That's fucking built into us. And if we can, it's a lot of work, tolerant, accepting about and religion, all of it.
Yeah.
Then I think we start from a more honest place because there's no, I'm tolerant. I'm not racist. Fuck off, you are so. We all are.
Yeah, everybody's
deep
like
inside us.
Trying to see their own little perspective.
Anyway, right.
I don't know, I don't know. Man, you're totally right. It's important to teach our children that, that people generally are to be trusted and that, most people are good natured.
Yeah, it can be learned.
Yeah, you got to be careful and wary in a lot of situations, but it's also important to be just like open and welcoming and friendly.
Kindness, love, man. It's all about the love. So you're doing a little DJing.
Yeah.
We started out. That was a long. The conversation started out with like, what are you doing for money, and then obviously that turns to kids right away because.
Well, yeah, you got to pay for them.
No, yeah, that too. I don't know anything about that. But then, limit your, what kind of life do you want to have? Life with your kids, or you want to be working all the time? Or you got to balance it out, right? So, you won't do when you have kids. You won't sacrifice the early mornings, the special times, the weekends, or whatever it is. So,
yeah.
What else are you doing?
So I work for community living here in St. Catharines.
All right.
Yeah. I've been there for a really long time, and they treat me awesome. And I'm at a place where I really enjoy the work that I'm doing.
So what is the work? What do you actually?
I'd rather not talk too much about it, but it's like I work at a group home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So engaged and well.
Yeah, and then I do stuff with the NAC. For instance, right now I'm along with Jonathan Culp. The two of us are leading a project called Excavate. So there's a group of kind of younger art students and people who want to get involved in media, who mostly found through the Brock University community and sort of people who were recommended by professors as people who are really serious about what they're doing. And so we are mounting a show at the NAC, which is going to be on, it's going to be on March 16th. It's like an audio visual using.
So you're one of those artsy folks.
Dude, I try to. For me, I want to have a life that I can look back at and know that I had really awesome, fun, great experiences. And it's like, you know what? Everything is, you get out what you put in, right? You put in a bit, it pays back all the time, right? So it's kind of like, I just like being active and doing fun stuff. I like spending time with my kids and my wife. And yeah, man.
What are the kids up to? What are they into?
Okay, right now we're digging, literally this week, we've been digging these kids yoga classes. So they're on YouTube and they tell these like popular culture stories through yoga moves. So it's like, there's like, oh man, it's yoga for kids. It's on YouTube. It's and the woman's Australian.
Okay.
Today we watched the Frozen one. Well, we watched it. We didn't watch it. We did the actual exercises. We
Sit down, bro. Nobody wants to see you around.
So let's take this jacket off. It was cold outside today.
Yeah, we're getting some snow. Thanks for coming over. You live close by, so it's not a big deal.
Yo,
I was trying to get out of the interview today, and I'm like, hey, we still on with the weather that we're expecting?
When Jim originally approached me about this podcast, I was like, what kind of porno studio are you running out of your basement?
Nothing. I don't have sex, man. I can't remember the last time I had sex. Months and months and months ago. Yoga for kids. This shit? Oh, TELUS commercial.
Yo, man, we are not sponsored by TELUS.
Oh no, we can't even run this shit because you shut down by YouTube.
Hi, I'm Sophia from My Yoga Studio. Thank you for joining our fun Yoga for Kids. We welcome kids of all ages.
All right, I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
30-minute yoga practice using some breathing.
Yeah, you can't rebroadcast YouTube up there, can you? You're not allowed to. Get shut down. Get a strike. So yeah, what are the kids into? The yoga?
So yeah, we're doing that. Oh man, my daughter and I just did a fairy garden workshop with the city. This guy Dennis. Dennis. I forget his last name, but he was a horticulturalist for the city for years, and now he's doing these workshops for kids. And so we did this like 3-week fairy garden making workshop and made this awesome little succulent garden. And she was loving it, dude. Like she was like every week she was looking forward to it, and yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome, cool. I love the kids, man. I totally use them everywhere. Like everywhere.
That's
I'm like, I always feel like I'm blessed when I see them. If I'm at the grocery store, I'm in a line or something, I lock in, and I usually win the steering contest, only because their parents break it up usually. But no, we're meeting a girl and her daughter at a wedding, and just going up and introducing myself straight to the child, you know. And oh yeah. Hang on, I'll get to you in a minute. I'm Jim. How are you? Like I'm steering contest. I just smile at them, and I don't know. They watch me. I don't know. Kids love me.
Cool, man.
Yeah, kids and pets.
My wife would appreciate that. She says to me that she finds a lot of people are kind of rude to children, or will look at her as to what to do. If their
parents are rude when you're nice to the kids. I wonder why you
kind of
nice?
Weird.
Yeah,
that was
like I stopped Delaware Park. JB was doing the sound in the booth there, so I come out of the where the board op right in front of the stage. And booth, like I've been there all day, kind of hanging around, and suddenly there was mother and father and little girl sitting in the grass, and I'm like. I stopped. I'm like, "Hi, gorgeous," or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what's your name or something, eh? And the guy's face was like, "What are you doing?" Like this, and the wife was like, looking at her, just like, and just talk to them like they're normal human. Like I don't know. All the kids.
It's important, right? It's like there's a certain thing about kids developing self-confidence, right? They're there with their parents, so they know they're safe, and then doing things that are pushing out a little bit, like being friendly to people or whatever. Right? Like I think that stuff's important to give them a sense of autonomy when that's happening, not just like that everything is, being scrutinized or whatever.
Or supervised.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, unsupervised playtime. Man, that's all. There's no parents around. We had to figure shit out. If you wiped out at Bicycle Forest and you got blood,
you gotta get your own ass home.
Yeah, you gotta fly
your mom.
You gotta push the bike home.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Suck it up. Go get some tissue.
And the whole time you're doing that, you're like, "What's my story? How did I get this fucking off?"
You know, it's like, and now we're like, no. It's so bubble wrap protective. I mean, I can't speak to being a parent yet, but. You know,
Were you actively fucking or what?
No, I'm not. But I still love kids so much. I never ruled it out. I mean, I'm going to live another 50 years probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, I'm good. Everyone was like, I said it in front of one of my good buddies from Welland the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He's my French-Italian Wellender. Oh, 3 strikes right in a row. French, Italian, and from Welland. I can say that because I spent some time with him. And I'm horribly racist.
What's up with this racist podcast you run?
I can't remember
what
I was even talking about him. What was I talking about him?
Hey, oh man.
So the kids, the kids. No, I said this in front of him the other day. He's like, whoa, I don't want to hear it. You know what? Tell your other friends. What are you crazy? I'm, well, you never know. Could still have a kid.
I know somebody.
I'm not ready for one now, but
I know somebody who's 67.
You can write one and.
A true story. I know somebody who's 67. He's married to a woman who's probably 53, 54. And they had 2 kids. One about 4 years ago. No, 7 years ago. And one about less than half a year ago.
She was 50 plus?
She's 50 plus. They had to have medical procedures, but they have 2 babies. And I'm like, dude, at that age, I want to be done with babies. I want to be grandpa. I want to be grandpa at the point.
Think how much you'll enjoy
hang out with the kids. I'll buy them ice cream. I'll let them play in my basement, But like at that age, I don't want an infant.
I hear you.
But it's at the same time, it's possible.
Yeah. Fate, man. God's plan. Who knows what the hell?
First thing we got to do is get you a uterus.
I was thinking the other day. Well, if I'm serious, when I'm serious, because I might become serious about this topic, you can always rent a.
You're serious about having?
Well, you could just rent a womb.
Dude, man.
Rent a womb.
I was more talking about.
Like, there's got to be women out there that are like, you know what? I want a baby. I want good stock, but I want no relationship. I want I want a father to take, to have custody and raise the child and all this kind of thing, but I don't want that.
Such agreements absolutely.
Well, I just don't want to be a couple. I just want a kid. Dude, and I want to share a kid with you. Yeah.
That totally happens in the world.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
I feel like I totally.
Because let's face it,
in Denmark or something.
If you're 50 years old and you're single, never married with no
probably
kids,
happens in Canada too.
That's a whole part of your life that's like part of most people's lives. It's really an important part, having kids, that you're just missing. It's not like you're going around, oh, geez, I miss my kids, but that is a significant, meaningful thing in your life. Like, we're designed to procreate. Women especially, designed to mother a child.
No, dude, that's like,
and care for it for extended periods of time. Like 13 years is a long freaking time, man.
Animal instinct, dude. That's you're going by like, and then that's like to 13 when you're like, yeah, man, that's heavy, right? Like multiple kids, like people back then. Who knows? And how many babies died in that? It's like along the way, right?
I feel like dying babies thing. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No, that's heavy. Yeah. But no, when I was talking about that, I was talking about you getting uterus in the sense that you could get nowadays gender reassignment surgery.
You don't want to go down that road.
You can embrace your divine feminine,
don't beat me on my own show, you fuck.
You can embrace the divine feminine and just go down.
I don't want to talk about that shit with you, man. Fuck you, man. I spent too much time talking about that stuff. I saved that for I don't know.
Fair enough. I don't want to get you on any.
No, it's some interesting times. I'm constantly frustrated by false narratives that I'm growing up and finding out are lies, right?
Yeah.
Well,
these are all human constructs. Everything's not perfect.
That don't look at biological facts. You don't even need to be looking objectively. They're biological facts, man. You're born with a certain thing that's what you are. You can't change that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, hey, and there's also an in-between.
Totally.
There's some that are born with both of them or none of them or what. Yeah. I mean, it's rare, but whatever. And
it's not that. It's more common than you think. I don't know the statistics.
It's probably rarer than today's version of transgenderism, where it's like, mommy, I want to be a girl at 3, and you put them on hormone replacement therapy at 6.
Like, So wow,
anyway,
this is a heavy thing, right? Because at 3.
Yeah, and this is what we gotta fucking worry about today. This is what we're worried about, and this is the greatest time we've ever been alive. Sure. Like, it was really, disease is down, crime is down. We're getting better, and these fucking people are just fucking whining that they don't have enough rights all the time.
Well, and this is why I choose to take my kids into nature, and we explore the world, and we have fun with each other, and we try. I try very hard to keep my kids off any social media. Like I've asked people to take photos down before. The only reason why is so that when they're 14, 15, 16, whatever age that they really get involved with that, they can have that agency to make that decision. It's not just like there's already this digital legacy of nonsense of baby pictures and stuff that they...
The pressure that young girls are going through with social media is way different than boys. Boys are on their computer. Boys are playing video games. And here's another thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been talking about this, the frustration of the lack of the current state of fatherlessness. Like, the traditional family's gone away, man. We killed God a long time ago. Then we didn't kick man out of the house, but some guys just don't stick around. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's hard work to be loyal and to fucking take care of yourself and your kids and all that kind of stuff. You got to dig in and really be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lots of guys are just like, fuck that, I'm out. Yeah. And I get that. It's horrible.
I know. I definitely know
society's paying for that fatherlessness.
I was gonna say, I definitely know guys who have been like, you know what? I'm having too many problems. I'm gonna just lawyer up, rather than the deeper soul work of trying to figure out that balance. And
we
the
made
only thing is there's
easy
always that cascade effect on the children. You know, it's like
Oh no, the kids are resilient.
The kids are resilient.
They get through. They understand.
Yeah,
it's not the same not having a man in the house, man.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
No, I get you.
And we're paying for it. And so this idea that we're gonna bubble wrap our kids and we're gonna give out participation ribbons, bullshit, man. Yeah. There's winners and losers. Fucking deal with it. It's part of growing up. Not everyone is special. Not every body is beautiful. You know what? This fucking idea that obesity...
No, man. I was born looking like this.
Yeah, well, and we're lucky to a certain extent, right? Because we're not 400 or 500 pounds.
Dude, anybody who's living in Canada is lucky on a global scale. On a global scale, something like 5 billion people are living below poverty. 5 billion people out of 7.
What's poverty, though?
I forget but so basically, if you live in North America or Europe,
oh yeah, you're the top 1%.
Yeah, exactly. Globally, you're doing okay.
Yeah, and you go out there and protest the 1%, and you are globally, you are the 1%. You dumb fucks. Even if you're poor.
Yeah, there's
never been a better fucking time.
There's a thing online that if you type in your average annual income, you'd be shocked how high that is on a global scale. Mm-hmm. The graph is really flat and then it just spikes like crazy. And if you make, I think the threshold is something like 10 grand. It's from there, it's boom, goes up to millions, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas that whole beginning is just flat. Those people are subsisting on nothing.
Well, I just got my I just got my T4A, mm-hmm. and oh my god, if I typed it, then I would be broke agent. Fuck. Call me,
dude, man. That's why I'd be tired of telling you about.
But broke agent, thanks, broke agent for you're the best.
So what I'm looking for is a mini mansion by the lake to back into a creek. I want it to be walking distance from the shores of Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Gotta be close to bike.
Good times, good memories down there. I was surprised that when I went back, the scene of the crime where I, had this episode, and it was such a great story. It's kind of like we're racing. I'm following this girl, and she wipes out in front of me. I got nowhere to go, so her bike's like angled like this. So I ramp her wheel with my bike, and through the air and land, and boom, the bikes are all blown up, and we gotta walk them back, and then that how many times I told that story, and so yeah, fun memories of walking to the corner store in the North End, man.
Nice.
And now it's just we don't let our kids free range much anymore. And this unsupervised, we were just talking about it the other day.
We see quite a few kids raging around.
In Quebec, in a couple schools in Quebec, they put a fight zone in.
No way.
Yeah, it's at the end of the schoolyard, and it's voluntary. But you want to go out there and wrestle. There's no biting, kicking, punching, or pulling hair or something, or no whatever. But you could just go out and wrestle.
Crazy.
Like fuck, hey.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what we played. When we played foot hockey, it was full contact. Soccer, full contact.
Oh yeah.
The little
people,
tag. Well, it wasn't like fuck. It was tackle tag. It doesn't matter what age, man. And it's missing. It's missing for boys and girls. Girls not so much though. They're all usually playing hopscotch, skipping, or whatever. I remember for a while I got into the hopscotch. Yeah, it was like isn't this a girl? At it though. The problem is my feet were this fucking big.
Foursquare.
Trying to get in those number 8. My feet was I had to or be on my toes. I grew up in the same area, kind of school district.
Yeah, we used to when I was growing up in Canadian Martyrs, there was a skate park sometimes. 2 summers. I was just like, it was.
Was there? It only went to 5 and 6. It stopped at 6. That's
so. They went to 7 and 8 then, but yeah, it was like when we were in high school probably then, and they had the little skate park in the back, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's just wicked, man. So what else are you doing for money? So you
now
you got the DJ, and how much are you doing that?
I'm doing it quite often.
Are you doing weddings, professional functions? You
weddings.
Making any beats?
Dude, so I really want to make beats. Here's the issue. There's only so many hours in a day, and basically making beats and then trying to sell them nowadays is very difficult. And you got to really put in. So it's not just like you make the beat, but then you got to put it up, you got to promote it. There's this whole and you're largely making zero money, especially at the front end like that when you're starting out. And honestly, I just can't, especially with small kids, I can't dedicate the time right now.
Where's your business coming from? Referral mostly?
Referral. I'm doing one of the things I'm super sound system. So I custom built the sound system out of these bamboo wooden enclosures, these bespoke transducers, and I put them together and install the thing in the space. And I'm going to do playlists for him too, which is for Chef Adam Heinem Smith. He used to run El Gastronomo, and now he's opened a place called Dispatch on St. Paul Street. And his partner Tamara Jensen. The two of them reached out to me, and we did a couple pop-up events, worked together in the past like that. Did a thing at Kwang Chao at NAC, where these chefs set up a one-night feast at Kwang Chao. Like an awesome little dive in downtown St. Catharines, and we DJ'd. It was Dave, the guy who plays dub on CFBU. I forget his DJ name. Anyway, it was that guy, and then it was great. But it was like anyway. So we touched base in a few events like this, and there was a certain vibe, and then they approached me about it a while ago. This is like permits and contractors and designers and everything later, like months and months of work. But it should be open anytime.
Oh.
Yeah, like in the next week or two.
Oh, nice. Well, make sure you touch me up.
Dude, for sure, man.
I love my food.
Nice. I've been trying to connect with that, and like we live in a place that's so rich with that kind of culture. there's amazing wines here. There's like so many awesome breweries now. There's distilleries, like, and then you combine that with like world-class chefs in all over Niagara, and then even in Toronto, which is not very distant. And we have like so many culinary treasures and so many like cultural traditions that are just like that we can choose from in Canada. And it's like, so I've been trying to embrace that. Is like I think so many DJs get stuck in like, okay, clubs and weddings and corporate stuff. I'm trying to like go beyond that. Another thing I've been trying to do is build a educational thing. So where I come into a school, I show people the concept of DJing, just in the sense that it's a way to tell a story using other forms of media. Like, obviously traditionally DJs are about playing one song and then another song and introducing the songs in between. But like nowadays you can use basically video clips from anywhere, images, any kind of audio. So there's so many ways to tell a story in real time. And I think a lot of applications in kind of new media and cinematography even. I think nobody's even touched the possibilities of scratching video clips to tell a story, like a montage. You know?
So you're using a projector unless you're...
I am. I do use a projector quite a bit, yeah. Not always, though. No, not always.
Yeah. Yeah, it does throw an interesting thing into it.
But yeah, that's what
I think that's
what I mess around with. I like,
Such a difference. And that's where I think I've been having a little bit of a block is with the video aspect of it, because I've been an audio guy, a podcast guy, I'm an AM radio guy. I'm not used to like having to watch myself to hear it, you know what I mean? And I think the podcast is way higher listened to than any of my YouTube stuff. Mostly, yeah. The podcast really outperforms the YouTube stuff. Even if the YouTube stuff does well, my podcast does better. And then you get the cheap views on Facebook, which I'm starting to not go there anymore. I'm not live streaming from Facebook anymore. I just put you up there. I just put Marinko here. I put my page up on YouTube, so you got to go find it.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's just because I just found this, you know, if I get 1,000 views in a week, there's not 1,000 full views.
No, people are clicking on it, checking it out.
I want to know how long they stay and hang out for. And even though the metrics or the analytics aren't great on YouTube, I mean, they're okay.
Have you heard about these things called click farms?
No, what's that?
So basically, I think it was on Spark on CBC, the radio show. They talked about basically services that you can pay to have artificial views on your...
What was that?
Well, so stepping back to talking about making beats is like one of the things I've thought was like, so what if I make this beat and then I pay these guys like $30 for, I don't know how many views you get for $30, but I bet a lot.
Yeah, but nobody's really looking at it.
But then, was that?
But nobody's really looking at it.
Well, this is fine. Then, so
it makes it look. It just gives you a boost when people look at it like, holy shit,
holy crap!
30,000
Ringo's
views.
got 30,000 views. 30,000 views.
I gotta
That's a
check
lot
it
of
out.
money. That's like, you know, this guy's making dollars on YouTube or whatever. Exactly. They check it out, whatever. But I don't know if it's like, I don't know.
No.
I don't know if it's worth it. And
No,
I think I've heard that recently they're doing crackdowns where they can tell it's a bot or whatever.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
But
It's illegal? Is it really illegal?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not illegal. It's against the conditions.
Ah, fuck
All
the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
I didn't read that. Did you?
You clicked that you agreed. Doesn't matter if you read
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
My lawyer, I got a really good lawyer, and he agrees that I didn't read it.
Yeah, most of the, I think they call them APIs. Like there's little extensions. Like I love the Twitter extension that I put on my Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Reduced, like unfollowed everyone that I was following. It took me to 0. I got to start over again.
Cool.
And now I'm back up to, I don't know, 4,000 or something like that of people that I follow. But my feed was too sketchy. It was too diluted with garbage because I was following everyone.
Yes, when you don't
and
have
so when I started out again and I had 100, but I lost 800 followers when I unfollowed everyone.
Huh.
Like over like 4 or 5 months, I lost 800 followers. Like they just went
down.
Because I unfollowed them. I think, honestly, a few of you were pretty happy when I unfollowed you because then you could unfollow me and you didn't have to feel like you're, like hey, I was going to say, what happened? You unfollowed me? No, you unfollowed me first, dummy. Oh, oh, Jimmy unfollowed me. Fuck him. I'm
Me and
unfollowing
this guy-
him then.
Me and this guy had a
asshole.
Facebook feud.
Did we? When?
I'm fucking with you.
When? Oh,
I'm just
oh
messing
no.
with you. I'm totally messing with you.
Oh, it's funny. You know what?
Dude,
that
it's
happens,
insane.
though.
It's insane.
You know what? Like
that this
seriously.
is the world we live in now. Like that there's this and there's once upon a time, right? You could have that weird interaction with somebody that could be taken both ways and construed as weird. Whereas now they could take a screenshot of it and be like, see, this is exactly how you behaved. Talking about crazy consequences.
I like the
and
video,
like,
man. I was thinking with my guests that people want to see the guests, and but if I'm doing any monologues or any commentary or stuff like that, I'm just gonna put a picture of me up and then just put the audio on the background even for the YouTube. I'm getting rid of the video, man. And I think was last night I came down here, I'm like, if I don't care what I look like, what the set looks like, or what time it is or whatever, I'm recording the video of it, and I told you my process with the limited resource that I've given to this little project here. It's worked out not too bad, and the mics are on loan. I'm going to replace the mics. T. Barron, thank you very much. I've done that multiple times, thanking him for these are good mics, man.
Yeah,
so he's getting them back Friday.
AKG.
Yeah, 414.
Gangsta.
414, these are good mics. They're way better than anything that I need. Like, these are really high-end mics, you know what I mean?
Man, we repping AKG 414s.
But, so yeah, just the way I do it is, you know, I kind of, sometimes I put some titles on it. That goes into iMovie, do that, then re-export it back to the camera, then upload it to YouTube, and then strip the audio from the YouTube. So I just do a cheap, one of those YouTube to MP3, put the link in, and it strips the audio off, and you download it.
Oh, cool.
It's cheesy.
After you finish recording, say like, how much longer you spend after that?
It takes a long time to. Because it takes a long time, man. Just uploading it takes hours.
Yeah, to get the video off your computer onto their
off my phone up to YouTube. It'll take, like, if I'm doing a 2-hour show, it'll take 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes, depending on the internet speed or where I'm in the house or whatever, or like. Or whatever cell I happen to pick up or something like that. Oh yeah, I didn't put this one on. Go see the broke agent. I want to make sure this is still recording because I did not put it on. Yeah, it's still going. I didn't put it on airplane mode.
You told me this guy's a good real estate man.
I'm gonna put it on airplane right now because if I get a phone call, see nobody ever calls me, but just in case they do. Now I'm on airplane mode, so it won't kick the video out.
I see.
And then I didn't give some love to the broke agent yet, did I?
We did talk about broke agent.
Give me some.
Yo, man.
Love some broke agent. Oh, broke agent's got a book coming out 1 week today. I'm gonna have him on the show. Little forward promotion. Yeah, broke agent. He's coming on the show.
Give me a crash course in real estate as broke agent would tell it.
Oh.
Come on, you could do. Give me a little summary.
I can't do it justice, man.
I bet you could distill.
No.
If I was to say to you, hey man, what's broke agent? I'm gonna check out his site, but you gotta tell me more.
Okay.
Before I actually, I like your shirt.
You're
I like your shirt. What is that?
He's a good guest. He's a very good guest. Full-time comedian, part-time realtor, and branding genius.
Like the key.
Very good in the social media department. Very good in the marketing, the branding, what they call branding now. Pretty funny, pretty unique sometimes. You know, we all fall for the cheap memes type of thing, and he's no different than anyone else. You gotta just content. You gotta put it out, even if it sucks. And you know, it's not a hit. You just gotta keep content. So rather than the clip farms, you just put, you know, so is pretty good if you're looking to get view website stuff, but it's not.
I partner with the sound, so rather than make it with the sound to do these.
What's that?
Is that
the Oh, really?
Yeah. I do a mix and I put it on. They run a little about it. Yeah.
Rocker Town, yeah. Tell me more. So, what do you
type in about Marinko? Marinko. That's how you spell that.
Sound.com?
If you're wondering, if you want to try to get a
sound.ca. The sound.
The sound rocks. Man, I was about to twerk for you all again.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's like so. But dude, it's dismal. Like I think they're like 50 views ish, maybe less.
Oh yeah. Well, it's tough
But,
to get people trained for it.
For sure, yeah.
But that's
You
similar.
got to put it out. If you don't put it out, not for sure.
What did with Rock Our Town?
Is that your website?
Yeah, it just plays 24/7, no commercial. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta get some. I didn't know that you have that.
Yeah. I just bought it less than a year ago. You won't hear it in a row.
Nice. Emily Andrews, awesome. I know Emily.
Is this her? I might have a naming issue with the database. No.
Oh yeah, this is not Emily.
Chino Flute 2.
Oh, nice.
Her name songs here. Who's this? Chino Flute 2? Yeah, all Niagara.
Nice.
I don't know half of the music, so it's still fresh for me. When I put it on, I'm like, hey, who's this?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's endless, right? There's a lot of talent in our community. So it's cool, man.
So yeah, check this out. The sound, STC.
And we were talking about my son, the Hurricane, when we were upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Dano and Jacob on the last couple of months. Jacob brought his kid Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Frank was full of energy, running back and forth, beating on the drums. I had the drum kit set up at the time. It's just pulled off to the side now, but yeah, Frank was beating on that, and we just kind of let him go. I'm like, oh, he's got the sticks now, because first he had the brushes, and that was fine. But yeah, good conversation. Dano was great.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, Dano's really a good leader in the community, a good mentor for a lot of kids, good teacher. And a good example of, a guy, cleaned his life up, got sober. And
you and him had kids around the same time.
Took the rock and roll business pretty seriously.
Seriously, for sure, man. Those guys are rocking it.
Band's blown up, man.
Yeah.
And I like to say I was one of the guys that, I always...
yeah, you've been with those
with
from the start.
My way of putting things. I'm like, I've been on your jock since the beginning. I have been. I've been promoting them like crazy, man. And wow, there's nothing more than just say, just give them a little bump. But when I was on the radio and stuff like that, it was, it's good to promote your own, and you nailed it, man. We've got such a really cool pocket of talent here in Niagara, and to me, the concentration and my passion is in the music, especially the kids. The young music, the Aiden Millers of the world, the G. Sharpie, he is, the Jesse Reeds, just fucking guy's a legend, man. He's going through some stuff with the spinal surgery and stuff like that. Like,
I know, man. It's heavy, man.
It's just a really deep pool of
you know what it is about Niagara?
Just talented people, man.
One thing I found about Niagara, so I lived in Toronto for quite a while, and back and forth between Toronto and Niagara, and everyone is super supportive of one another. And there's a huge resonance, and then everybody's shaking hands with all these friends in Toronto too, which is that, because Niagara's regional, but it's an international destination. But then Toronto is it's a world capital. People talk about Toronto, and so you have that big stepping stone of going international, and it's like 3 international airports within how close to here? Buffalo, Toronto, and Hamilton. And yeah, man, this is a magical spot to be.
Yeah, for sure. Other than it could be warmer, man. But whatever, 4 seasons are good, and it's good to have them.
That's why DP brand gloves, double penetration gloves for a nice warm winter. DP, what?
Boy!
Yo, this is what I'm talking about, double penetration though, right? So you got your outer layer, right? And then you got, what I'm saying? Still fresh from Wayne Gretzky. We went ice skating there with the kids, man. That was really fun. Actually, I recommend to you.
Is the rink still up?
The rink is up until the 31st of March.
Wow.
And you can, secret tip, you can get free passes at the wine shop or whatever, wine rack. You know that there's one There's one in Grant, right beside Sobeys, kind of. Or
Okay.
beside. Anyway, it's the Power Run wine shop, and you can get free passes, and it's amazing. It's a
You like
beautiful. It's really great. It's
Is
really
it bigger than a rink?
It's no smaller than a rink.
Okay.
There's places to sit. You can have an adult beverage while your kids mess around on skates, and you mess around on skates too.
With the beverage?
No, you can't have no beverages on the ice. But they have a nice seating area. They got a little bonfire on Saturday night. They have DJs. I
So
played
you
a
got to
couple
take your
times.
skates off to drink?
No, you don't. They have rubber mats.
Oh.
I mean, it's wise not to get wasted there, obviously, with skates on. But, you know,
Dude,
a drink.
if I'm going
you can have a
skating,
drink.
I'm going to get obliterated. Come on.
I went on.
If I got to spend that much
My
time
wife
with
and I
the
shared
kids
one drink,
and
actually.
the wife, like, forget that. I need to be blackout drunk.
We'll see. Wifey and I shared. We shared one drink. We shared a winter cocktail. It was mulled wine cocktail. Anyway, it was very
It's
nice.
disgusting.
It was beautiful, man.
Okay.
Yeah, warm.
Warm alcohol?
Yeah, dude. Like, you know, like kind of like glug.
Cider, like something.
Yeah, like you know, Scandinavian glug.
Yeah, not my thing.
Fair enough.
Alcohol should not be warm. Should be cold.
I
No,
enjoy
that's
it.
cool. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people going out to it and whatnot, and they rent blades there too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's really. You know where we've also been taking the kids to. Oh man, we've got a secret rink that I'm not telling anybody about because I've seen all sorts of warnings about ice thickness, and I don't want anybody falling in and trying to blame it on me for telling them to go there. But there's an amazing secret rink, and then we've been going to Fort George too. Fort George.
So what? Just for the kids?
No,
Love
they
to
have
skate?
a ice skating rink there as well.
Kids love it though.
Yeah. Free skating rink.
All four of you going?
All four of us going. Well, most of the time.
Are
Sometimes
they
good,
free?
sometimes after work.
Can you
and
leave them
sometimes-
by themselves? Are they good to skate? They know how to skate?
No.
No.
Not really. You gotta be beside.
How old are they again?
My daughter's 6 and my son is 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're small, man. But you know, like, you
I
know,
think I started skating at 5, but not well.
My daughter's got the
So she'll be free soon.
frame, but she's just made a leap. Literally in the last week, she's like frameless now.
It's amazing, man.
We got our new skates. We got a better skates.
When I had a rink in my backyard, dude, oh, my hockey went another level because I was always out there.
Yeah.
I just skate until dark and then past dark. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't fucking put the lights on afterwards. Yeah, my skills, it was almost like I remember Tommy McIntyre? This is McIntyre I played hockey with. Tommy McIntyre was Muncie. Anyway, no, this guy, he took ballet. You couldn't knock this kid off his feet, man.
Balance, man.
He was,
balance and strength.
and he was a great skater.
man.
You couldn't knock him down. It's an old wives' tale, probably. Oh yeah, he took ballet, figure skating, whatever. Or was it figure skating? I don't know, but yeah, that's why you couldn't knock him off his feet. Yeah, no, it wasn't. He was just a good hockey player. You fucking
Yo,
yeah.
so when are we gonna get to the topic that I came here to discuss with you?
What? Hit it, man.
The Illuminati taking control of the house and techno industries globally.
Really?
I'm telling you, man,
So-
those guys were running things. They approached me with a contract. I can't say if I signed it.
You turned this into like a Canadian television series or something?
No, maybe that would be
Good idea.
Have you seen? There's a thing people. Oh man, from the UK, there's these dudes that make fun of like sort of post DJ and rave culture, and it's like a grime MC, and his crew, pirate radio crew, Corrupt FM, KRUPT FM, and they're like, you know, they're like white boys like me, you know, like running things upon England, and pirate radio is they have like a half hour.
Okay, what's this one called?
Corrupt FM.
Is that? Can I find it here?
Yeah, it's KU. Just put KURUPT FM, and I bet it'll come.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, dude.
It's not hard to find.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck.
So you like these guys, eh?
These guys are
Okay,
fun.
so who else are you listening to? Who are you digging? Who are you crushing on? Who's been
man.
in your deck for like 3 months? You're just playing it over and over and over. Or do you get like that? Do you get like that with
No,
music? I was surprised when I went like that with 21 Pilots. I went deep into their album, their first album, or not, whatever. I think it was their first album for me.
Oh, this is like perfect kind of aggressive
top
pop
to bottom,
music.
man. Yeah,
it's good.
Progressive pop, is that what you call it? Yeah. What are you listening to?
I would say aggressive pop.
Aggressive pop. What's your genre?
Well, I listen to everything. What my genre is, I've been really getting
you got a multiple genres that you go back to all the
time.
Well,
I got an infinite genre business. I will play music according to what my clients' needs are, right? So and it makes me a better DJ if somebody tells me they're really into, early 2000s and late 90s hip hop, and they want me to rock their wedding with that, clean versions so their mama can boogie.
What's
and
an
not be
example of
offended.
those bands?
Oh, like Biggie Smalls and Next and Tupac. Yeah, it's like who else? Like Dipset from New York, Jay-Z, Nas. Nas a little bit earlier, but Nas is seminal. Like even like Wu-Tang and stuff like that, and Rocket, totally, and juggle beats and stuff like that, and so in terms of that, like I consider myself an expert on music because I've been playing music for 25 years at least. And I've been doing research all that time, just collecting names and building a collection of music. I used to be a music journalist, so I was like writing about different bands and stuff and getting a ton of promo material from all over the world. And but what I really like is right now I'm in this sort of corrupt VHS aesthetic. So it's sort of informed by vaporwave, a lot of like early 80s boogie and late 70s disco kind of loops and inspiration, and then but really dreamy and airy and kind of like lighter than air, total fantasy music, So that's what I've been digging a lot. And actually, my trip to Croatia started that whole. So I was playing on what would constitute as one of the Balearic Islands in Croatia. It's not a Balearic Island, that's in Spain, but it's like, off the coast. There's this beautiful little island really close to Dubrovnik. Third of it is a national park. And there was a tiny bar called Hippocampus where I played some music, and just preparing for that gig and thinking like people are going to want to chill on the beach with children, have a couple drinks, walk back to their place where they're sleeping. And so just like getting in touch with that kind of dreamy vibe sort of led me in this direction, like finding, like beach music basically.
So you just happen to be playing a festival out there?
It wasn't a festival. It was like a small venue. It's a
How'd
beach
you hook
bar.
that up?
My family's from Croatia,
Okay.
Didn't take much convincing, and finding somebody who was like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
You go there all the time?
I'm hoping to go there this summer, and I'm hoping to actually go to between Barcelona and Marseille, kind of in the south of France, and to this small town called Azy, where I have a link up in Azy. So we're going to do art project there, a free public thing in the streets. So right now we're having a funding issue that we got to take care of, but like it looks like it's going to happen. We could, yeah. So they're just like, trying to do crazy cool stuff, cause I'm like at my heart of it, all this started for me from radio too. Cause living in Niagara, we have one of the biggest concentrations of radio signals in the world here. And we got Toronto just north of us, massive market, and we have Buffalo just south of us, and it's pretty flat here. And we get all those stations, and then Rochester even to the one side. Like we're at a huge concentration of radio signals for sure, and because of that, I spent countless nights just listening to cool music and making these tapes of interesting sounds and songs and stuff that I heard on the radio, and that was kind of my introduction to all this stuff. So it's kind of just what I love to do since I was pretty young, mess around with music, collect music, and then edit it.
How do you get the expanded AM?
Was it shortwave radios you can get? And the bigger antenna you have, basically, the more of a the more of a reach you're gonna have, right? Like I'm even
because at night you pick a lot more up for say,
better at night.
Transmits and pick up Ohio or something. AM dial because I can't remember exactly, but there's something that a clear night I think amplifies the amplitude modulation. Is that what AM stands for? Frequency modulation. Yeah, I can't even discussion with Tom. Discussion the other day. Calls to the radio. It was international. How do you think AM radio survives, or radio in general, like especially AM radio? Because well, number
I think
one,
cars is a big thing for FM radio.
Oh yeah, huge.
And then now they're also all those stations are broadcasting on satellite and other carriers, right? Like if you
I'm
look
wondering
at
about cars, man, because these guys are going to figure out that the radio is not giving them an ROI in their dealership. It probably hasn't been for a long time. And they put that shit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The impact is obvious. Like, I mean, you can't just up and then walk and work it and get anybody to know my thing. It's like it's a hit. You got to
have a sustained strategy.
Yeah, and content is very deliberate. And if it doesn't work, it's because it sucks, not because Facebook didn't work, because it's putting you in front of people, and it's a really undervalued medium right now as far as because, when Google first came out with Google AdWords, you could own whatever word you wanted for really cheap. Now you want to own that word. It's and that's because in the beginning it was a good deal, and then big business drove, and apparently. Social media, Facebook especially, Twitter, Instagram especially, but Facebook too still is just a really good return on your ROI as far as putting you in front of people, like what do they call it?
People who are most likely to go
cap, some per thousand or whatever it is, or I can't remember. But I just wonder how, we got to get you out. Traditional stuff holds up because anywhere you go on the dial, it's a commercial on the quarters, top 15, 30, 45.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, it's a commercial.
Well,
man,
I'm fucking switching
I'm switching to FM, or I'm going to podcast, or I'm going to listen to my phone. Like, I'm putting my earplugs in the car. I'll switch to CD or satellite, or I don't have satellite, but a lot of people are getting it. Probably, maybe not a lot, but I'm just talking about format stay alive. Actually, TV commercials I watch.
Demographics. So you got to think about people. So imagine people who are older than us, where if there was just radio, they likely had 45s or like vinyl 8-track back in the day, but so they grew up on radio, and now they're 60-ish, and it's like that's what they did. They just turn on the radio because that's what they did all their life. Then you can market if you know your demographic and stuff. I don't know all the business of radio, but it's like I've actually approached a couple radio stations around here about doing a show, and so my idea was that the EDM market is really broad and it's huge, and there's a lot of festivals in both Buffalo and Toronto, and something here, a weekly show that's 2 hours could broadcast directly to that audience that are gonna go to those cities. So you can have advertisers, nightclubs, and festivals to advertise, and you play trendy, current, and demographic. This is the thing. To be like, I'm assuming they're gonna listen to it on SoundCloud or on Mixcloud, or like on iHeartRadio, not on on the radio. I don't know how to whatever, because I assume some of those kids though have radios in their car occasionally, but I don't know I'm sure some specifically.
All right, coming up. You want to promote just before you got to go? That's cool.
This Sunday, Sunday challenge featuring the violins. That was kind of a pun. Anyway, it's the Suzuki Niagara annual fundraiser, and it's in the afternoon. It's at
what's Suzuki Niagara?
Suzuki Niagara is a basically music education program, and it's based here in Niagara. Suzuki Method is about teaching people music intuitively. So rather than like being super rigid about, technique or stuff like that, it's like you're meant to learn music by ear first, and then as you progress, you learn the notes more, like the actual notation stuff. And so we've had our kids in there since they could walk pretty much, right? Going to different lessons and stuff like that.
Well,
and
sounds interesting.
And so Danielle Marconi, who also collaborates with me on Echo, Danielle's super cool, and she approached me to DJ this year. So from 3:30 p.m. until 4 when the concert starts, I'm gonna be DJing. It'll be totally volume. You don't have to cut. It'll be like quiet.
You don't have to put the earphones.
Yeah,
on
it's not gonna be. It's not. This is it's a classical music concert. So I'm gonna play some beautiful stuff that
all ages,
gets people
obviously.
all ages, completely all ages. I think it's $5 entry. They have an awesome. They have a secret. Not secret Santa. What am I talking about? They have one of those. It's like a community event. It's gonna be awesome though. So that's my next immediate gig, and then
Okay, where's it at?
it's at on Church.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. But it's you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Oh man, it's on Church Street, really close to Spicy Thai. Super close to Spicy, but just a tiny bit west of Spicy Thai.
Okay.
So if you're at Spicy Thai, look away from the old Delta Bingo. Yeah, and it's like not even 100 meters. up the
Oh,
street.
okay.
Yeah. Right
Sure.
across from the Salvation Army building.
Oh,
South,
I got you.
right there.
Right.
And they have that other Christian center kind of across the old, I forget the name of that place too. But yeah, that's the spot.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful. So
what are the
Danielle,
times?
What's that?
What are the times now?
Starts at this Sunday, from 3:30. Like doors are at 3:15 ish.
Okay.
3:30 is the door, and then it finishes. I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play for a little bit. Then the students do show off their what they've learned. They've prepared some compositions, and then they have a story that's read, and they've all prepared this.
Oh no.
Like composed a composition to the story. It's a children's story, right? And they have it on the projector, and it's beautiful. It's a really cool event, actually. It's really fun. I think I've been like a handful of times, and then like Long McQuaid has totally given me stuff for the silent auction and stuff in the past, and Stratus Vineyards gave me some wine for the silent auction. So it's like good silent auction stuff. It's not like it's not bad Stag and Doe silent auction. It's like Suzuki Niagara.
You got some good gear.
Yeah, totally. It's got some nice stuff.
All right, brother. I appreciate the time, man. Everyone knows how to get a hold of you on social media
sure.
and stuff like that. We'll put the links down below when we touch up the video and upload it to.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you for having me. With the better sound. Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. It's always great to run into you. So yeah, it's. And thanks for asking. You were like, "Hey, I want to come on your show, man."
Yeah,
like, dude, for sure. Thank you, man. So, yeah, I appreciate your time. So, yeah, that's it. We'll talk to you later. My engineer is gonna press the button over there for us. All right. I don't have an engineer. Just me. Getting old, brother. Broke agent, baby.
And then double penetration gloves for your winter needs, dude. You got the outside layer for that first layer of penetration, and then you got the second layer of penetration right there.
You look gangster. 1 hour, 10 minutes. We're out.
Hey, I got an idea.
Yo.
It'll take less than 30 seconds. I'm going to get